Hello, friends. I'm so glad you're here today. It's always wonderful to spend time together, learning and growing as we discover new things. Whether you're watching with your family, your friends, or just by yourself, you are welcome here. Today, we're opening a very special book, the Bible. This book is full of amazing stories, wise words, and messages that have helped people for thousands of years. It's like a treasure chest, waiting for us to explore what's inside. Inside, there's a book called Psalms, a collection of songs and poems written by people sharing their deepest feelings with God. These words are full of hope, joy, and sometimes even sadness, but they always remind us that God is listening. These psalms are like messages sent across time, teaching us about God's strength and love. They help us understand that no matter what we're feeling, God cares and wants to hear from us. When we read them, it's like getting a giant hug from heaven. The words wrap around us, reminding us that we're never alone, even on the hardest days. Today we'll explore Psalms 93, 94, and 95, each one unique and full of meaning. These chapters are like 3 different songs, each with its own special message for us. Psalm 93 shows us God's amazing power. He's stronger than anything. Imagine the mightiest ocean waves or the tallest mountains. God is even greater than all of these. Psalm 94 reminds us that God is always fair and sees everything. He knows when things are tough and promises to help us when we need it most. Psalm 95 is a joyful invitation to sing and celebrate God's goodness. It's like being invited to the happiest party where everyone is welcome to join in the singing and laughter. Are you ready? Let's dive into these beautiful songs and discover more about our amazing God. There's so much to learn and so many wonderful things to find. We'll see He is a king who is strong, a judge who is fair, and a father who loves to hear us sing. God is all these things and more. He's always with us, guiding and loving us every step of the way. These psalms aren't just old words, they're alive and can comfort us, lift us up, and fill us with joy. They can help us when we're happy and when we're sad, and even when we're not sure how we feel. So, get comfy and open your heart as we listen to what God wants to tell us today. Find a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and get ready to hear something special. Let's learn, celebrate, and let these psalms help us feel close to God. We can laugh, sing, and even ask questions as we go along. Ready for our adventure? Let's begin. There's a whole world of wonder waiting for us in these pages. We're about to discover how God's words can help us when we feel small or sad. Even when life feels big and scary, God's love is bigger and stronger, and they can make us want to dance with joy. God's words can fill our hearts with happiness and hope, making every day brighter. Let's listen closely and see what God has for us in these wonderful psalms. There's something here for everyone, no matter how old or young you are. God's love and strength are waiting for us in every line. Each verse is like a little gift, ready to be opened and enjoyed. Let's open our hearts and ears together. Here we go. Our journey through the Psalms is about to begin, and I can't wait to see what we'll discover together. Our first song, Psalm 93, paints a picture of God as the greatest king, one whose power and majesty are beyond anything we can imagine. Imagine a king in a beautiful robe and crown, standing tall and proud. God's majesty is even greater, shining brighter than any earthly ruler. He's not just any king, he's the king of everything. Mountains, trees, oceans, animals, you and me. Everything in creation belongs to him. The world is steady because he holds it together. Every sunrise, every season, every heartbeat is in his hands. God was king yesterday, he's king today, and he'll be king forever. His rule never ends, and his promises never fail. When life feels shaky or uncertain, God is our steady rock. He never moves, even when storms come. He's stronger than the tallest building, the biggest truck, or the mightiest mountain. Nothing is too big for him. God's strength is who he is. He made the world just by speaking. His words have power to create and sustain everything. He's always in control, always powerful, and always good. Even when we can't see it, he's working for our good. When we read Psalm 93, we can feel safe and secure, knowing our King is watching over us with love. Our King is dressed in majesty and armed with strength. He stands firm, never shaken by anything. He's not a scary king. He's a loving king who cares for us, comforts us, and knows each of us by name. He watches over the whole universe and still listens to your prayers, no matter how small they seem. God is always in charge, always strong, and always good. His love and power never run out. Let's remember this picture of our mighty King today and let it fill our hearts with hope and courage. No matter what happens, God is our foundation. He gives us strength to stand tall. He's the king who never changes. Through every season, he remains the same. We can trust him with everything, our worries, our dreams, and our hearts. God's power is greater than anything we face. He's our king forever, and he will never let us go. Let's carry this truth with us wherever we go, remembering that God is king, stronger than the biggest storm. Psalm 93 also talks about the sea, loud, crashing waves that can feel scary. Sometimes our problems feel like those roaring waves making us feel small. But the psalm reminds us, God is mightier than the loudest storm. He tells the waves where to stop and can calm any storm. Remember when Jesus calmed the storm? That's our God. When we feel worried or scared, we can remember God is bigger than our fears. He's stronger than any problem. We can run to him for safety and peace. God can calm the storms inside our hearts, just like he calmed the sea. He is our mighty storm-calming king. Trust him when life feels overwhelming. What do we learn from Psalm 93? First, we can always trust God. He's strong and in control, so we don't have to be afraid. When life feels shaky, God's kingdom is steady and forever. Trusting God means knowing he's working, even when we can't see it. We can have peace, even in a noisy world, because God is mightier than any storm. His peace is a deep feeling that everything will be okay because he's with us. God's promises are true and last forever. He never breaks them. His presence is holy and beautiful. When you see a storm, let it remind you of God's strength. Trust him, ask for his peace, and hold on to his promises. He is the king who can never be shaken. He loves you more than you can imagine. That's the wonderful news of Psalm 93. Carry this picture of your strong king with you. God is always with you. Now let's look at Psalm 94, which talks about unfairness. Have you ever felt something wasn't fair? The writer of this psalm did too. He saw people being mean and getting away with it, and it made him upset. He cried out to God asking, "How long will this go on?" Sometimes we wonder if God sees or cares about unfair things. Psalm 94 reminds us, yes, God sees everything and cares deeply. God is the judge of all the earth. He makes things right. Nothing is hidden from him. God made our ears and eyes, so of course he hears and sees. When you feel hurt or misunderstood, remember, God sees and cares. He is always with us, ready to help. God is our defender and will make things right. Psalm 94 also tells us God is our helper and comfort. When we feel like we're slipping, God's love supports us. His love is always there, holding us up. When we're worried, God's comfort brings us joy, like a warm blanket on a cold day. God is our fortress, a safe place when we feel attacked or scared. We can run to him and find protection. When life isn't fair or we feel hurt, remember Psalm 94. God sees, cares, and helps us. Talk to him about your feelings. He listens. God wraps his loving arms around us and gives us strength. He is our fortress and comfort. God makes things right and holds us close when we're hurting. We can trust him in every situation. God's love never fails. He is always ready to help. Run to him for comfort and strength. What do we learn from Psalm 94? First, God always sees and cares. We're never alone, even when life feels unfair. God is with us, paying attention to every detail. When we're hurt, we can trust God to be the perfect judge. Our job is to be kind and forgive, letting God handle justice. Trusting God frees our hearts from anger. When we're hurting, we should run to God, not away. We can tell him exactly how we feel. He can handle it. God meets us with love and comfort. He is our safe place. Psalm 94 gives us hope that one day, all unfairness will be gone. God promises to make everything right. Justice, goodness, and love will win. Until then, God is with us, helping and comforting us. He is our fair judge, fortress, and best friend. Trust him always. Ready for a party? Psalm 95 is a celebration. It invites us to sing for joy and shout to God, our rock. This is a loud, joyful song. Sing it out. We come to God with thankful hearts, singing about all he's done. God loves to hear our happy songs no matter how we sound. Why do we sing? Because God is the great king above all. He holds the deepest caves and the highest mountains. The whole world belongs to him. He made it all. When we see mountains or oceans, we can say, "Wow, God made that." God is the amazing artist of the world. That's something to sing and shout about. Let's celebrate God's greatness together. He is worthy of our loudest praise. The second half of Psalm 95 invites us to worship quietly and respectfully, reminding us that worship isn't just about singing loudly or celebrating with joy, but also about coming before God with humble hearts and gentle spirits. It says, "Come, let us bow down and kneel before the Lord our Maker." This is a special invitation to pause, reflect, and show our love and honor for God in a peaceful way. Bowing and kneeling show respect to our Holy King. These actions help us remember that God is greater than anyone or anything else, and that we belong to Him. God is our shepherd, and we are His sheep. He cares for us, leads us, and protects us. Just like a shepherd knows each sheep by name, God knows each of us personally and watches over us every day. We worship God not just because He's powerful, but because He loves us personally. His love is gentle and kind, and He wants us to feel safe and cherished in His presence. He chose us to be His own. Out of all creation, He calls us by name and invites us to be part of His family. God is not just the King of the universe. He is our King and Shepherd. He rules with power, but also with kindness and care for each of us. The psalm reminds us to listen to God and keep our hearts soft and open. When we listen, we can hear His gentle voice guiding us and teaching us what is right. Let's remember, from Psalm 93, God's awesome power. He is stronger than the mightiest storm and greater than any challenge we face. From Psalm 94, we learn about His perfect justice. God always does what is right and fair, and we can trust Him to make things right in the end. And from Psalm 95, we discover the joy of worship. Singing, praying, and coming together to celebrate God's goodness fills our hearts with happiness. Trust His power, rest in His fairness, and sing because of His love. When we do these things, we find peace and joy that lasts. God is wonderful and worthy of all our praise. Every day, we can thank Him for His love, strength, and kindness. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you feel encouraged and inspired to worship God in your own special way. If this story made your heart happy, share it with friends and family. You never know who might need to hear about God's love today. Let's help others learn about our great God too. When we share His story, we spread hope and kindness everywhere we go. Keep these psalms in your heart. Let their words remind you of God's promises and His never-ending care for you. God's love, strength, and fairness are with you always. Wherever you go, remember that He is by your side. See you next time.